In next week's Emmerdale, Moira Dingle takes a bold step to take charge of the farm's destiny as she calls for a meeting with Kim Tate. The question is whether they can reach an agreement, or if Moira will instead issue a firm warning for Kim to stay away. For months, Moira and her family have been locked in a bitter struggle with the Tates, as both Kim and Joe remain eager to purchase her portion of Butler's farm. Although Moira has always seemed unwilling to give in, the reality of Cain's recent health news may force her to reconsider. In upcoming scenes, Cain finally listens to advice from his granddaughter Sarah and close friend Liam, deciding to reveal to Moira that his condition is far more serious than he previously admitted. Cain was earlier diagnosed with prostate cancer, described as aggressive, yet still contained. At first, he reassured Moira that it wasn't a major concern, but he now understands he needs the backing of his loved ones. Following this confession, Moira arranges a prison meeting with Kim. But what will be discussed remains uncertain. Actress Natalie J. Robb hinted that Kim is left guessing about the reason behind the request, though she may suspect it relates to the farm. She explained that this is a conversation Moira has long wanted to have, and whatever is decided could significantly shape the future of the Dingle family, their land, and everything tied to it. As tensions rise, the question remains: how far is Moira willing to go to safeguard her family during one of the most difficult periods they've ever faced? The show's producers have collaborated closely with the charity Prostate Cancer UK to ensure Cain's storyline is portrayed with accuracy and sensitivity, offering guidance to the writing and production teams. Producer Laura Shaw shared that Cain was a natural choice for this plot due to his emotionally guarded personality, making the journey even more impactful. She also highlighted the importance of encouraging men to seek medical checks, while honestly addressing the side effects patients may experience, but rarely discuss. At its heart, the storyline also focuses on the deep bond between Cain and Moira, exploring how their relationship endures as they face these challenges together. Moira had previously believed the illness was manageable and that doctors would simply keep it under observation. In the latest episode, Cain even considered stepping away entirely and handing over the remaining part of Butler's farm to Joe, a huge decision that could protect him from financial collapse. Later, at the pub, Jacob urged Sarah to explain her involvement in recent car thefts alongside her grandfather. However, she chose to stay silent, knowing that revealing the truth would go against Cain's wish to keep his diagnosis a secret. Emmerdale appears to hint at the person who could finally bring down Joe Tate, and surprisingly, it's neither Lydia nor Graham. Joe Tate may be heading for a dramatic downfall after making countless enemies in the village, with several residents eager to see him pay for his shocking behaviour, including manipulation, blackmail, and setting up Moira Dingle. A new suspect has seemingly emerged in recent scenes. Last year, viewers watched Joe secretly drug his own brother, Noah Dingle, before going on to steal a kidney from his uncle, Caleb Milligan. As if that wasn't enough, earlier this year he also targeted the Sugden family, blackmailing them after Victoria was forced to kill her brother John in self-defense. He pushed them into signing over their farmland, then ordered Robert to hide fake ID documents in Moira's house to falsely connect her to Celia Daniels' criminal activity. However, the scheme spiraled when those crimes were exposed as part of a human trafficking operation, leaving Moira facing serious consequences. Joe's ultimate aim was to pressure Moira into selling her land, something that finally happened just days ago while she remained behind bars for a double murder she didn't commit. But things took another turn when Joe discovered that if Kim Tate were to pass away, he wouldn't inherit the home farm estate. Realizing his efforts might have been in vain, he became furious upon learning that Kim intended to leave everything to Lydia Dingle instead. Determined to get his own way once again, Joe shifted his focus to Lydia, seemingly plotting to remove her from the picture so he could secure the estate for himself. However, his plan didn't stay hidden for long. Someone close to him uncovered what he was up to and took steps to intervene. Graham Foster learned of Joe's intentions and decided to act quickly in an attempt to stop him. He revealed everything to Joe's partner, Dawn Taylor, who was left deeply disturbed by the truth. She confronted Joe, accusing him of acting immaturely and urging him to focus on what truly matters. Dawn pointed out that his priorities were clearly misplaced if he cared more about owning a mansion than his own family. When Joe admitted he felt hurt, she advised him to act like an adult and be honest with Kim instead. Now that Dawn has made it clear she won't support his ruthless behavior, could this signal that she might turn against him? And if she uncovers the full extent of what he's done to Moira and the Sugden family, will she be the one to finally bring his actions to light and end his chaos? An Emmerdale fan favourite stunned viewers by planning a dramatic exit as the fallout involving Ray continues to spiral. Dylan Penders made a risky decision that could worsen his situation, as he and Paddy Dingle currently face charges for perverting the course of justice after helping conceal Beowulf's killing of Ray Walters. While Dylan and Paddy waited for news on their bail, Mandy and Aaron searched for someone who could testify about Ray's behaviour, hoping to prove Bear acted in self-defence. Earlier, Arthur stepped forward, offering to speak to the police about Ray after his mother Laurel refused to lie. He explained that he had one of the final encounters with Ray following a tense moment when he visited Laurel at home. In the latest episode, Dylan and Paddy returned to the village after their hearing was moved forward. They were welcomed by April and Laurel, but worries soon grew when it became clear that Mandy and Arthur were nowhere to be found. Laurel then checked Arthur's phone location and discovered he was at the police station. Outside, Aaron and Mandy were waiting when Paddy and Laurel arrived, quickly realizing what they had been planning. Laurel was furious to learn that Arthur had been encouraged to mislead the police, though the situation shifted when he came out and admitted he couldn't go through with it. Back at home, tensions rose as Paddy and Mandy clashed over their next move. Paddy was determined to challenge the charges in court, while Mandy feared the consequences and pushed for immediate action. Dylan later walked in on the heated argument, but chose to leave shortly after. Once he was gone, an emotional Mandy tried to justify her actions to Paddy, insisting everything she did came from love. Later on, April called Dylan and discovered he was leaving the village with a bag packed. During their conversation, he revealed he had sent a letter to the police, claiming responsibility for Ray's death. He explained that guilt over what Paddy and Bear were facing drove his decision, believing his confession would spare them from prison. April begged him not to go, confessing her feelings for him, but Dylan insisted that despite his heartbreak, he had no choice but to walk away. With Dylan now fleeing while out on bail, the question remains, has he just made his situation far worse? Emmerdale airs on weekday evenings at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.